Welcome back to the next episode of Arrakis Central. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. So, Funcom released their cinematic trailer for Dune Awakening. I did a reaction video to that already. Go check that out. I'll leave a little link to that in the bottom of the description of the video. But now that we have seen what angle they're going with on this story, and in that it's actually a side thread or one of the paths in Paul's visions that we will be playing out our adventures in the game. That meaning that the events in Dune Awakening will play out as one of the possible realities or paths due to Paul becoming the Kwisatz Haderach in the Dune book, and then being able to see all possible, paths based on, his decisions that he makes. Well, this path is going to be one of the ones on if he was never born. That is, if Lady Jessica listened to the Reverend Mother, the Bene Gesserit, and had a daughter instead. So he can actually go back and see that path, see that entire timeline play out if that was the case. Now, I know that's not canon to the lore, but it's very clever, I think, in how they're going to do that for the video game itself. So we don't know too much about the game yet, other than it's going to be survival MMO with PvE and PvP and base building, and also survival mechanics in the desert. And it's going to be a massive multiplayer online game. That being said, what we're going to see with the lore is going to be very interesting, seeing that how Paul was never born in this universe. So are we going to actually end up meeting Duke Leto? Are we going to see the female version of Paul? Is she going to be a character, a PvE character in this, an NPC, so to speak? That's very interesting. That being said, it hints to in the video that the Fremen have been, or most of the Fremen have been wiped out. So are we going to see very small amounts of Fremen in the desert? Is that how they're going to basically keep their Fremen from wiping you out? Because theoretically, in the book, the Fremen would not allow you to basically make a base in the desert. So that's very interesting how that's going to play out. I think the Fremen there is Fremen going to be out there as NPCs. Maybe they'll help you with things, or maybe we're going to see ancient texts or locations where the Fremen used to live, the Sieges. Maybe we'll visit Siege Tabler and it'll be abandoned and emptied out. That'd be very interesting to see. Well, I guess we'll see how all that plays out. If the lore is true, what they're saying in the game, that means Yui was captured or stopped. Does that mean that Thufir Hawat is staying loyal to and staying, in the service of House Atreides? Are we going to see him as an NPC? It's very interesting. And it doesn't really say if the Harkonnens were wiped out. So is the Baron, Fade, are they all still out there? Or were they murdered? Who knows? We don't know. But that's very interesting to see what's going to happen with those characters. So we may very well see these NPCs show up in the game itself. Very exciting. It also hints in the trailer that since the plot to overthrow Atreides was stopped, that the Emperor now had to send in Sardaukar to help guard the spice production for the Atreides. So does that mean basically he was never found out that he was part of the plot? Did Yui, because Yui was working for the Harkonnens, not the Emperor. So was that part not going to be discovered? Very interesting to see as the Emperor just played his cards. So Shaddam IV is still the sitting Emperor. Irulan, is she going to be in there? That's going to be very interesting to see if we're going to have interactions with these NPCs at all. Or maybe we'll see glimpses of them. Because the main focus of the game is going to be our characters. And it kind of tells you that at the end. That, Paul even says it at the end of the trailer there. It's going to be the player as the focus, our story. Very interesting to see. Yeah, so tell me what you think in the comments. Put your predictions down there below. Let me know what you think. It's going to be very exciting to see that pathway, that one path timeline that Paul could see to see how that plays out with the lore and the behind the scenes in the game as we're playing. But until then, until the game comes out and we see more of it, leave your predictions and your comments down below, and I will see you next time.